What it talks about really is the number and range of interactions and the benefits of CBD that are exhibited.
Hello, you're watching Proactive. I'm joined by Ananda Development's Finance Director, Jeremy Sturgis-Smith. Jeremy, good to speak with you again. And you're out with your quarterly report. You highlight the progress you've made with your two phase 2 trials. Could you remind us where you're at with those trials?
Sure thing. Good to be here as always, Stephen. So on both our chemotherapy-induced peripheral neuropathy and endometriosis trials, we're in what looks like being the final stages of the run-up towards actually starting to manufacture and then deliver the drug to Edinburgh University. So that's helping the Edinburgh University teams to draft and submit the ethics submissions to the MHRA. And also we continue to work on the stability for our drug. So that is testing the active ingredients within the drug on quarterly time points to ensure that there is no degradation in the amount of CBD in the drug.
Encouraged by the progress you made over the quarter, Jeremy?
Always, yeah. It's been a very productive quarter. We're really tightening up our focus and really starting to execute on the strategy that we've laid out to shareholders over the past kind of 6-7 months.
So apart from those two trials, you've also announced positive results from preclinical studies in mice, and that's using HFpEF. Tell us where you're at with that at the moment.
So just coming out of the summer break for the university, we've had a number of kickoff calls with the team up at Robert Gordon University to start to put together a plan of what's next for HFpEF. What it will be is a larger and a longer mice study. The key focus next time will be on ensuring that the endpoints that we set for this trial are easily translatable into an in-human study. Obviously, the plan is to get the drug moving towards human studies. And what we really need to do is show evidence that the results we're receiving in mice will also be shown in humans and that there will be a positive impact for any patients a long way down the line.
And just to spell it out, HFpEF, that's heart failure with preserved ejection fracture, is that right?
That's correct. So that is where there is a hardening of the ventricles in the heart and there is an increased pressure of the blood coming into the heart, but a preserved pressure for the blood coming back out of the heart. And it is a very common precursor for a vast array of heart diseases and heart failures.
Jeremy, another development over the quarter, you joined the Cannabinoid Research and Development Group. Tell us more about the group and why you decided to join it.
Sure. So the group has been set up for companies like Ananda, who are looking to undertake true clinical trials using cannabinoids as the investigative product. So we're looking to move out of the quite wild space of unlicensed cannabinoid-based medicines and into the more traditional pharmaceutical route, which is really, especially in the UK, what Ananda believes is the long-term future for both the company and the industry as a whole. Why, as well, we've joined the group is there's some real heavy hitters on board. The co-chairs of Professor Trevor Jones and George Freeman, MP. He was the first Science and Innovation Minister for the last Conservative government. He's retained his seat in Parliament and has been a real champion for cannabinoid medicine over the past number of years.
So apart from the results, Jeremy, you also announced today that you've published a white paper titled An Introduction to CBD as a Pharmaceutical Medicine. Tell us why you published the paper and who it's targeted at.
So who it's targeted at is really anyone that has an interest in CBD as a medicine, in particular, of course, our shareholders, anyone that's interested in learning more about what and why we're doing. What it talks about really is the number and range of interactions and the benefits of CBD that are exhibited. And it also goes quite into detail on the supporting evidence for the benefits of CBD as a drug and highlights the fact that what Ananda is doing, what MRX is doing in pursuing more clinical trials, more hard evidence for CBD is really at the core of what will build this industry out and establish it for the long term.
And I presume investors and interested parties can look at that white paper on your website.
Absolutely. On the RNS, there is a link, but it is free for everyone to read. Yes.
Jeremy, thank you very much for the update today. Look forward to speaking with you again in the future.
Thank you very much. Good to be here as always.
That's Ananda Developments Finance Director Jeremy Sturgis Smith.